I mean, the one that wasn't mentioned in the initial tweet, I think the one that he had, Woj had like two separate tweets where he mentioned names that have been rumored for this job. One, I think he like quote tweeted his original report, and the other one was a reply. I think one of them he mentioned Travis Schlenk. I would imagine that he is going to be maybe on top of Jeff Peterson. I would imagine he's going to be probably the strongest linked candidate to this position. Obviously worked for Atlanta for many years as the GM, lead decision maker there, while Rick Schnall was also in Atlanta as a minority owner. I'm sure they know each other very well. I would imagine that, there were all those reports that came out like right after the deadline that it was the new owners that were making these decisions and shipping out a lot of the players that were traded by the Hornets over the last week or so.
That's what I heard as well. I reported that too.
Yep.
That I think Mike Lassett reported that, and then I was waiting for someone else to share it because I didn't want to be person referenced as person breaking news. I'm not really comfortable with that. But yeah, I heard that as well. I agree. There was definitely external advisors here.
Right.
And
I would imagine that he was one of them, would be my guess. Would to Rick Schnall at least, maybe not Plotkin, but I would imagine Travis Schlenk one of those guys.
And he's currently in the front office of the Washington Wizards. In the new front office there, was brought over in the summer after spending time with both the Warriors as the assistant general manager and also the Hawks. Very interestingly, and I noted this in a mailbag episode on allhornets.com, a mailbag article, that he has an incredible amount of experience, Schlenk, building teams around lead point guards. Okay, he had Steph Curry in Golden State. He had Trae Young in Atlanta. Like, he has learned lessons. He's had successes and misses in both. And I think that's very interesting when you look at one LaMelo Ball in Charlotte, where you have some of the same difficulties in terms that you have around Trae Young. He'll have learned a lot by that. And I think that would maybe stand him in good stead, knowing what can and can't work.
Yeah, and another one of the names that I thought was interesting that wasn't mentioned in the Woj tweet, but one that you mentioned as well was Nazr Mohammed, former Charlotte Bobcat. He is the director of team personnel for the Oklahoma City Thunder right now. He's obviously somebody that has playing experience extensively, was pretty recently, I think, retired, maybe in like the mid 2010s. He's been a GM for the OKC G League franchise, the OKC Blue. Just somebody that has like league experience, along with Elton Brand, was somebody that Woj had mentioned as well, but I'm sure we'll have a more extensive discussion on him too. But just somebody that I thought was interesting that you had mentioned as well, but maybe more of an under the radar candidate, but somebody that could fit if they're looking to kind of bring in like a new group of people, like just allow them to build their own culture from the ground up. He would be somebody that's in a new role, has no connection to the organization really other than his playing time, and would kind of get to set the tone as the new president of basketball operations or general manager.
Yeah. And they want to get younger. I can tell you that from what I've heard. They want to have a new, younger, someone I think who can maybe relate a little bit more to players, who comes with a different energy, let's say, than maybe Mitch Kupchak. So that Nazr Mohammed would definitely fit that bill. That's very interesting.